Alright guys, so how well does that beeper work? Well, I'm going to show you because we were testing that and I had to sit it down. Pre-flight checklist. Make sure your antenna is tight. When I recovered it, the antenna was very loose. I think that's why I had issues. And also my OTG receiver, I think, has issues with the cold. And it's very cold out, very windy. Let's go. And we have liftoff. Again, it is very cold out here. It's super windy. You'll actually get a feel for how windy it is. There's no blockade out here. I'm up above the ground. There's nothing blocking the wind. This entire fly out, I'm actually having to fly sideways. As you can see, the image is sideways, just to go forward. So that's just something to keep in mind. If you're going to fly in wind, you're going to have to counter the wind. And doing so in FPV is challenging. It's definitely challenging. This drone's only operating off a 2S battery. It's definitely a good drone to have in the wind to fly, but I think line of sight's a better thing to do with it in a field fly versus doing an FPV run like I'm doing, because as you can see, I was heavy pitched. I lost altitude. So I'm really having to be easy on the sticks and figure out what I need to do here as far as pitching left. Heavy pitching forward will lose altitude just to get out to this range here. Unfortunately, I don't have my FPV feed, the DVR from the FPV, the OTG to the cell phone, just because I think it failed. I think the cold actually shut it down to the point where it failed due to the cold. I've noticed that before. It's had a hard time starting up in the past when it was really cold out, so I've been starting it in the house and then going out into the cold with it running. As we get closer to the abyss here, unfortunately I do not have the footage from that because, again, I think it just completely shut down and didn't do the normal fail-safe thing where it saves and then it reconnects. My FPV feed got really skippy over here, and I'm pretty close to myself. I've never had FPV issues here, so again, check your connection. Make sure your antenna is tight. And if you're using an OTG connection under, I'm going to say 22 degrees, you might have issues. Because I definitely had issues. It didn't save to the phone like it normally would. And right here, I'm just trying to battle through snow in my FPV goggles and finally decide to set it down. And once it's down, you can hear the beeping, and the reason why this is beeping is because that's also another failsafe. That, again, the thought on this beeper was sheer luck, but the way that it works is excellent. That was thought, the way that I did this, when it disconnects from the controller, which is disconnected now, it beeps until it connects with the controller. It took about half this times 32 speed to connect, and then I was at the top and we start coming down. And in the next clip, look to your upper left by the left prop that you can see in the view. You now can see me. You can see me coming down the mountain. I'll play this in normal speed and you should be able to hear intermittently the beeps. And the beeps that are going off are being controlled by me via the jumper, via toggle. But you could do this with the MJX controller, because the MJX controller also has a light control, and that's what is controlling this beeping. If you want a how-to on how to put this beeper on your drone, on the MJX specifically, I will have a video. I already have a video for that. That'll be linked down below. But as you can see, we're getting closer. I'm hitting the beeping. I'm walking closer. I'm walking closer. At this point, I don't see it. Bam! Hit the beep and I can see it. I can now get my drone. Normally, without a beeper crashing into the abyss, this is a wooded area, and as you can see, my FPV goggles slide. This is all ice. You can see my controller slides. I'm on ice. Generally, I'll have to canvas what you see here, that whole area. But fortunately, being able to hear the beeps, I was able to go down and basically get it and then come back up, which I'm going to show you here. This literally is just coming back up. I didn't have a hat cam on, but I figured, why not show you exactly what I just came down and go up to ground level. And so I just hit the record button on the Cyclops cam. That's what's recording this. I love the Cyclops cam. It's getting really good footage, and that's also what's being transmitted video out to my transmitter for my FPV goggles. Very simple setup, super cheap camera. Link for that will be down below. Link for the transmitter will be down below.
I'm using a 3000 milliamp an hour Power battery. Link for that will be down below. It's plug and play with that too. It's a much larger battery. It's going to give you better flight times. Most people in the cold are experiencing shorter flight times on the stock batteries where it's not fun to go out and fly. This 3000 milliamp an hour in freezing temperatures, you're still going to get anywhere from 10 to 15 minute flight time. Excuse the sun, that's just what we're walking into. Guys, I'm J-Drone. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, smash the subscribe button. The beeper, which is normally for a voltage alarm, that's what this thing is, that we've made into a beeper. I'll link that below. You can get 2 of them for like 7 and change on Amazon. Well worth it. I originally bought it for my race drone that doesn't have an on-screen display to know when I should be bringing the drone down instead of excessive draw on the battery and waiting until the drone grounds itself. That's where we were just down. We're going to continue walking forward this way. Just shy of where we end this video was where I was able to hear the beep. So you can juncture coming up the abyss, walking across here. The next road, which I'm unsure that you'll be able to see, was actually there. You can see the ice was where I heard it. Again, subscribe, thumbs up.